Understanding is not something that can be gathered from books or collected like information. It is a flowering that happens within when the mind is quiet and free from its own noise. Osho often said, "Truth is not something outside to be discovered. It is something inside to be realized." J. Krishnamurti echoed this when he said, "The ability to observe without evaluating is the highest form of intelligence." But look at our daily lives. How quickly we jump to conclusions. How restlessly our minds cling to opinions, judgments, and comparisons. In our relationships, at work, even in small day-to-day interactions, this habit of interpreting, labeling, and judging prevents true understanding from arising. Suppose a colleague makes a mistake, and immediately, without a pause, the mind reacts, "He is careless. She is irresponsible." But is that understanding, or just a mechanical reaction conditioned by our past? Osho reminds us that to understand means to see things as they are, not through the filter of our past experiences, prejudices, or expectations. Understanding requires inner silence, a space within where observation happens without interference. When we look at a flower, we don't need to name it, compare it, or analyze its beauty. We simply look, and in that pure looking, there is clarity. The same applies to people, situations, even our own emotions. Krishnamurti emphasized watching the mind, the thoughts, the reactions, without condemning or justifying them. That watchfulness itself brings understanding. For example, if you feel angry, don't say, "I should not be angry," or "It's because of him I'm angry." Just watch it, like a flame burning inside, without touching it. In that silent observation, the root of anger starts revealing itself, and with that comes clarity. But we are in such a hurry to fix, control, or escape from uncomfortable emotions that we miss the opportunity for understanding. Osho would say, "Understanding transforms, not effort." Effort implies resistance, and resistance only strengthens what you resist. Understanding is like sunlight. It falls on everything, good or bad, and in its light, illusions dissolve. Think of how misunderstandings in families or relationships often arise, not because of facts, but because we interpret others' words and actions through our fears, insecurities, or assumptions. A partner forgets to call, and the mind starts weaving stories. They don't care. Something is wrong. Instead of seeing the simple fact, a missed call, we react to our own mental projections. To live with understanding means to live free of these projections. But this requires a deep honesty with oneself. Krishnamurti spoke of the danger of self-deception, how the mind, being so cunning, can create illusions even in the name of spirituality. You may say, "I understand my anger," but deep down, you're only suppressing it, avoiding it. True understanding has a freshness, a freedom, not the heaviness of suppression. It happens when you are utterly present with what is, without the desire to change it, without fear. Imagine walking in nature. You see trees, birds, the sky, and you just watch. There is no desire to possess, to judge, to analyze. In that simple watching, there is peace, beauty, understanding. Life can be like that. Even in complex situations, even in conflict, if you can just be present, observing, not escaping into judgments or emotional reactions, clarity arises naturally. But modern life trains us otherwise. From childhood, we are conditioned to compare, to compete, to strive for fixed answers. Our education fills our minds with information, but rarely with understanding. Osho pointed this out again and again. Knowledge is not understanding. You may know all the scriptures, all the philosophies, yet remain utterly confused within. A child may not know much, but when they look at the world with innocent eyes, without conclusions, that is understanding. To reclaim that innocence is to drop the burden of knowledge, opinions, and identities. But this dropping is not forced. It happens naturally when you become aware of the futility of carrying mental baggage. Krishnamurti would often ask, "Can you look at the world, at yourself without the word, without the label. It sounds simple, but try it. Look at a friend, or even your own face in the mirror, without the story of who they are, or who you are. Suddenly, there is a freshness, a mystery. That is the doorway to understanding. In practical life, this transforms everything. A parent who understands the child does not impose, does not project their ambitions, but allows the child to be. A leader who understands the team listens deeply, beyond words, sensing unspoken fears and talents. In moments of crisis, understanding keeps you steady, clear, while others panic. But to live this way, one must cultivate inner silence, the capacity to watch the mind, not by force, but by gentle awareness. Osho often said, meditation is nothing but watching, witnessing. When you sit silently, observing thoughts, emotions, sensations, without clinging or rejecting, slowly the mind settles, and understanding blossoms like a lotus in still water. But it is not a one-time event. It is a daily art. Just like you brush your teeth daily, understanding requires daily observation of your reactions, your fears, your desires. Life continuously offers opportunities. A disagreement with a friend, a failure at work, a random insult on the street. Each moment is a mirror reflecting your inner state. If you can look into that mirror without distortion, without defense, life itself becomes your teacher. Both Osho and Krishnamurti insisted that truth, understanding, clarity cannot be given by anyone, not by them, not by any guru. You have to see for yourself. That seeing is understanding. Suppose someone criticizes you. The immediate reaction is hurt, defense, anger. But pause. Watch that reaction. Don't run from it. Don't justify it. Just observe. In that space of awareness, a question arises. Why am I hurt? Is it their words or my own image being shattered? Most hurt comes not from others, but from our attachment to a self-image. To understand this is to be free. Next time, when insult comes, you may smile, not because you suppress hurt, but because there is nothing inside that can be hurt. This is not indifference. This is clarity. With clarity comes compassion, because you see others trapped in the same confusions, fears, and projections. Instead of reacting with anger, you respond with understanding. But this understanding is not intellectual, it is experiential. Like understanding fire, you can read books about fire, but only by being near it do you truly understand its warmth, its danger. Similarly, only by being present with your own mind, its fears, its desires, do you understand its nature. In that understanding, confusion drops, clarity arises. Life remains uncertain, situations remain unpredictable, but you are no longer a victim of inner chaos. You move with life, flowing like water, adjusting yet rooted in awareness. This is the understanding Osho and Krishnamurti point to, not borrowed knowledge, but a living clarity born from watchfulness. It is not easy, but it is the only freedom. As Osho beautifully puts it, be a witness to your thoughts, and they will die of their own accord. In that dying of mechanical thinking, the new, the fresh, the real is born, and that is understanding.